अस्सलाम गाइस, वेलकम है आपका न्यू कॉलोनी नंबर 10 में। तो आज की कॉलोनी में हम लोग कॉलोनी से बहुत से सवालात पूछेंगे और उन सवालात का जो टॉपिक है उस टॉपिक का नाम है व्हाट्स द मैटर द रूट ऑफ कंसर्न। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। तो मैं कॉलोनी को एड टू स्टेज कर लेता हूँ। सबसे पहले देख सकते हैं आपके पास आगे पूरी स्क्रीन कर लेता हूँ। तो लास्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने माया चूज किया था, इस बार हम लोग माइल चूज करते हैं।
Hey there. What's up?
Oh, so what does the phrase "what's the matter" originally imply?
Good question. What's the matter? It's interesting, right? It originally implied something was physically wrong, like something was amiss with a person's body or possessions. It comes from the Old English "fuet" is "thet mater," which literally translates to "what does that matter?" meaning what is the substance causing the issue. It was about identifying a problem with something tangible. Over time, though, it broadened to cover emotional troubles too. It's kind of lost that literal matter meaning now, hasn't it?
Oh, really? Truth.
God, yeah, it's one of those phrases where the history kind of gets lost in everyday use. You just say it, you know. It's funny how language evolves like that. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah. So, hmm, hmm. My other question is, how has its meaning changed over time? Please explain them.
Okay, so it started pretty literal, like it's something physically broken. Then it started to encompass physical discomfort. What's the matter? Are you hurt? Still focus on the body. But the big shift, I think, happened when people started using it to ask about someone's emotional state. And it's probably sometime in the 18th and 19th century. It became a way of showing concern, even if there wasn't an obvious physical problem. Now it can be almost a casual greeting. Usages open a conversation, though that can sometimes come off as a little blunt if someone's genuinely upset. It's lost a lot of its original specificity. Does that make sense?
Okay. So my other question is, what cultural difference shape how we use this phrase?
Hmm, that's a good one. Okay, so directness varies a lot across cultures, right? In some cultures, like a lot of East Asian cultures, directly asking what's the matter could be right. So in cultures that value indirect communication, like a lot of East Asian, uh, okay, sorry about that.
So
So
my other question is what's the matter? Always about identifying a problem.
okay, good clarification. No, not always. It started that way, identifying a problem, but it's evolved. Now it's often used as um, more of an offer of support, even if no problem is immediately apparent. It's become a social nicety in some cases, a way to signal you're open to listening. Sometimes people say it just to acknowledge someone seems off, even if they don't want to pry. It's almost like a verbal, are you okay? A check in, you know? It's become less about pinpointing an issue and more about showing you care. Just check.
Okay. So my other question is, what role does empathy play in asking this question?
Okay, good point to bring up empathy. I think empathy is actually huge here. Because even if you're just using what's the matter, it's like as a casual check in, which the underlying motivation is usually, empathetic, a desire to understand what the other person is experiencing. It's a way of signaling, I see you seem upset, different, and I'm here if you want to talk. A genuinely empathetic delivery, tone of voice, body language can make a big difference in how it's received. If it's asked coldly, it can feel invasive, but if it's asked with genuine concern, it's a way of connecting. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Okay. So,
Okay. Anything else on that topic, or should we move on
how
to something
do
else?
different age groups interpret this question?
That's a really interesting angle. Okay, so younger generations, Gen Z, millennials, tend to be a little more sensitive to direct questioning. They might interpret what's the matter as a bit um, demanding or intrusive, especially if they're not actively seeking help. They might prefer a more open-ended approach, like you seem a little down. Is everything all right? Older generations, I think, are more likely to see it as a straightforward expression of concern. It's ingrained as a polite way to show you notice something's off. There's probably a generational difference in how much weight is given to emotional vulnerability too. Older folks might be less likely to immediately share, while younger generations are often encouraged to be more open. It's all generalizations, of course, but that's the vibe I get.
Hmm.
Right?
Okay, so my other
It's
question
kind of
is,
subtle.
can this phrase ever feel interesting?
Whoa, all in questioners. I like that. Okay, so can it ever feel intrusive? Absolutely. It really depends on the context, the relationship, and the delivery. If someone is clearly trying to cope privately or has just experienced the loss, what's the matter? It can feel dismissive or like you're demanding they share something they're not ready to. It can invalidate their feelings if it's said too quickly or without genuine empathy. It also depends on how someone generally handles emotional expression. Some people prefer to process things internally and don't want anyone to ask. It's a pretty loaded little phrase when you think about it. A lot can go wrong if you aren't careful.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So, yeah. So my other question, how why does this phrase often appear in conflict situation?
it's a really good observation. It shows up in conflict because it's often a response to a perceived change in someone's demeanor, right? Like someone's upset or withdrawn, often because of something another person did. It's a way of seeking clarification, but it can also be accusatory. It's implicitly asking, what did you do to cause this? Even if that isn't the intention. Plus, in a heated moment, people often aren't thinking about the most empathetic way to phrase things. What's the matter? It's quick and direct, which can be seen as aggressive. It's a really easy way to escalate things further, honestly. Does that make sense?
Okay, so mm, mm, my other question, what future changes might reshape how we express concern?
You're cutting out a little bit again. You were saying something about future changes and how it shapes. Could you repeat that last part?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, could you try uh, rephrasing your question about future changes? I want to make sure I understand what you're asking.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Just take your time.
Let it go. My other question, what non-verbal cues change the meaning of this question?
Okay, shifting gears to non-verbal cues. Okay, so the meaning of what's the matter conveyed non-verbally is heavily dependent on things like facial expression, tone of voice, and body language. A furrowed brow and a soft tone conveys concern, while a raised voice and crossed arms can come across as accusatory. Often, a slight head tilt and open palm signals a genuine desire to understand. The accompanying facial expression is vital. A sympathetic look communicates empathy, while a neutral or stern expression can feel cold. It's also about proximity and touch. A gentle touch on the arm can communicate support, while standing too close can feel intrusive. Basically, it's about showing you're present and available and demonstrating empathy through your body language. Make sense?
Okay.
Gotcha.
So,
We covered a lot about this phrase.
mm,
Anything else you want to explore about it, or should we
How
switch to a different topic?
does media influence our perception of this phrase?
Okay, you're asking how media, movies, TV, etc. influences how we interpret and respond to what's the matter. That's a really smart question. Okay, so media often portrays it as a prelude to drama or conflict. Think about how often it's used in movies right before a big reveal or when someone is about to confess something. That reinforces the idea that it's associated with problems and potentially negative emotions. But also, I think subtly reinforces the expectation that someone will respond with a detailed explanation, because that's what makes for good storytelling, right? But in real life, people don't always want to give a detailed explanation. So media can create unrealistic expectations. It can also reinforce gender tropes, like the woman being asked, "What's the matter?" while the man is expected to be stoic. It's kind of pervasive when you start thinking about it,
Okay,
right? It's easy to
so
not even notice. Yes, what's on your mind?
so guys, ये थी हमारी आज की मीटिंग, आज की कॉलेज से गुफ्तगू। तो इंशाल्लाह कल फिर वापस आएंगे। तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।